Hi and welcome once again. It's Thursday and I just wanted to devote a few moments prior to our noon rite to our very great tree. And this is, of course, one of the best parts of Isis Oasis, of many wonderful things. But this giant tree is estimated to be about 450 years old. It may well be older. The famous naturalist Luther Burbank was a friend of John Bosch, who is the man that bought this house around the turn of the last century in the lands of Isis Oasis at that time. And Luther Burbank used to come and visit John here on the property, and they would both go to a local nursery that had some unusual plants and things growing nearby. That's now the Trioni or Trentadue winery, I'm not sure which. And this is a highly anomalous Douglas fir. I am told that Luther Burbank thought it might be some kind of naturally occurring hybrid. I don't know if that's accurate. Other people have said no, this is a kind of pine that grows in, a kind of fir that grows in Siberia. It may be evidence of the Russians and their presence here, which is why we have things called the Russian River, Fort Roos, and so on. And one tree specialist told me that they were known to plant trees like this that could later be used in making of ships. And you see these magnificent branches. They would plan ahead several hundred years so that they would have trees for ships. So possibly that was supposed to be the fate of our beautiful tree. But we're very glad that that did not happen. And when the highway was coming through here, we are told that the presence of this tree is the reason that the highway went up farther on the slope and did not, just take over downtown Geyserville. So in essence, this tree saved the town. So Goddess bless it. And it is indeed recognized as a Sonoma County Heritage Tree, number 51. So it's a beautiful tree. We hope that it goes on for many centuries more. And just recently I realized, looking up into its branches, that at some point in its history they actually topped the tree and cut off the branches way up there. And so there's no way of really determining its age by calculating anything to do with its height. So that's an interesting point on it, and I'd never realized that. But one day I looked up and all of the major trunks were topped, and now they end in bifurcations, which are much, much newer. And also, in researching trees, I discovered that this kind of shape, and I'm kind of guessing where I'm pointing the camera right now, but if you look at the tree, especially from a distance, you see that the trunk has kind of that J bend. It actually has a little thing sticking out the back. And this also makes it complicated to age because it's so much broader at the base that is at about shoulder height, which typically is where you would measure a tree to calculate age. And this J shape in some areas can mean that the tree early in its life was the victim of an avalanche. And we do have, this fairly steep slope that goes up into the hills to the west of the oasis. So it's possible that this tree survived an avalanche as well. And at one time, these branches, you can see these really thick branches. Not sure if you got to see the hawk fly over in that shot. These really thick branches actually came down to the ground, and there's something that is called recursive branches. And so had those not been cut off, the great tree would have made kind of a little building almost around itself with all these branches that would actually go down and touch the ground. It's also possible that the great tree was subjected to some modifications early in its history by the local Native American tribes. And the California Indians often are really disparaged unfairly for, having a quote-unquote primitive way of life. And actually, they were forest dwellers, and they did a great deal of forestry. And they would modify trees to make them easier to harvest later on. And they would bring oyster shells from the coast and bring them inland to trees that they were especially taking care of. And so there was a lot going on in the California forests through the efforts of the Pomo and other tribes which were in this area. Here you can see our beautiful, beautiful tree. I'm very glad to see a lot of the brighter green growth because we did have some decent rains this year, but over the past few years with the extended drought, it definitely was suffering, and so I'm glad that it seems to be carrying on, and I hope it does for, as I say, many centuries to come. But when you come here, do visit our great tree and say a word or two to her. Though very not fashionably, but certainly in keeping with our new ideas about gender, this type of tree is basically neither female nor male. And so it has aspects of both, and that's part of its life. And there we can, I think, see a hawk flying over our tree. We basically have each year a hawk's nest in the top of the tree too. So a little bit of an introduction to our favorite great tree. And I'm very excited because I was able to collect some seeds from its cones this last year, and I discovered one that I just stuck in on a whim because I was actually collecting them, but there was I had one seed in my fingers and I shoved it in a pot, and that seed looks like it's making a baby tree. So I'm very excited about that. And so, welcome to our small temple. You've seen our grand tree, which is anything but small, and let me just show you from the doorway of the small temple. You can see our tree in all its beautiful glory. Okay. Alrighty. Let us set up. Now, what I do generally on my own, in my own space, in the very early morning, is the earlier awakening prayer. And that one is that's what you do at dawn. And you start the day by awakening with that. Let me see if I can get this lit. Here we go. And the song for that, which I often do as I first light something, is awake, awake, awake in peace, Goddess of light and grace. Awake, awake, awaken me, heal my heart, keep me free. Awake, awake, awaken now, Goddess of the sacred cow. Awake, awake, awaken us, heal our hearts, feel our trust. And then there's another song that I sometimes do that I go into with the sistrum, and hopefully this is not going to blow out anybody's sound, but it goes, I am Isis, queen of the sun, I am Isis, the Holy One. From my hands the light does glow. From my wings healing flows. I am Isis, Queen of the Sun. I am Isis, the Holy One. From my hands the light does glow. From my wings healing flows. Hail Isis, hail Isis, hail Isis, hail Isis. Hail Isis, hail Isis, hail Isis, hail Isis. So today you get a little bit of an extra morning rite bonus. So here we go. And now let us begin. Divine Isis, goddess of 10,000 names, I invoke your grace. Come to our temple, O goddess, dwell in our shrine. Make our hearths your altars, our hearts your home. Bring vision and healing to those who use this shrine. Give us wisdom and unveil the truth, and with thy feathery wings protect us. Breathe into us the breath of life and health and strength. It is noon, let us celebrate the moon. Let us celebrate the stars, no matter where they are. It is noon, let us celebrate the sun that shines on everyone. Let us celebrate our day as we go upon our way. It is noon, it is noon, it is noon. Alrighty, and now is time for our 3 daily words. And I am praying for hope and healing today. Hope and healing, hope and healing, hope and healing. And if anyone else has something that they wish to say. Hey Tim, glad you're there. I've missed some quotes. Love, healing, and togetherness. Love, healing, and togetherness. Love, healing, and togetherness. And devotion of her. Devotion of her. Devotion of her, devotion of her. And gratitude. Yes, today is Thursday, so that is Thankfulness Thursday. So come up with something that you're thankful for. I know in these times that can feel hard to do, but there are always things to be thankful for. And just the fact that we are able to share this moment and consider what we are thankful for is indeed something to be thankful for. And I know today is a Memorial Day for George Floyd, and I pray for him and his family and for all who are affected by this. Wake-up calls can be very painful, and I am sorry that we are having to experience this, but it is long overdue. So Goddess bless all of them and all of us who are here, and all of those that are participating in these memorials everywhere. And may we come through it better and stronger and more loving. And may this be so. So, gratitude, forgiveness, and beauty. Gratitude, forgiveness, and beauty. Gratitude, forgiveness, and beauty. Gratitude, forgiveness, and beauty. Divine love and light. Divine love and light. Divine love and light. Divine love and light. And here we have our chorus of peacocks who are always bouncing in. I'd like to think they only do that for sacred things, but frankly, even, they'll do it for almost anything. So, but God has blessed them. Peacocks are said to be sacred to Kuan Yin, to Hera, and to many, many, many other divinities throughout the world and across cultures. And right now I know that the green peacocks of China are especially endangered. There's only about 300 of them, and of course there's new development and everything that is threatening them. So if you have a moment, think about a prayer for the preservation of the green peacocks, and may they multiply. We don't have an absolute green one. We mainly have the blue ones here and the white one. And I understand there are also purple peacocks, and I've often thought that Lorian would definitely approve if we were to get purple peacocks. All right, well, let us now go ahead and honor the directions. I see someone sending in, thankful I met all. And indeed, I'm very thankful that we have such a good group, so many people that are involved and active and desiring to continue in these paths. And so yes, and hopefully we will be able to meet again soon. I am told that the main restriction on religious gatherings in Sonoma County will be lifted this weekend, and so we will be able to have some people actually attending ceremonies as we move forward. So we may not have to do the drive-through one after all. Okay, now let us honor the directions, beginning in the east. Let us honor the east, element of air with the winds ever blowing. And we honor the south, element of fire with the flames ever glowing. And we honor the west, element of water with the rivers ever flowing. And we honor the north, element of earth, with the seeds ever growing. And we honor the spirits above and below, with the wisdom ever knowing. And we honor our bodies both without and within, with the love forever showing. For we come into this world with all these gifts and more, our very own special essence. Let us thank the goddess for that which she bestows. Let us go forth refreshed and renewed with dedication to preserve and protect all life. For we are all children of Isis, the great mother goddess. All righty. And as I mentioned, today is Thankfulness Day, so if anyone has anything other thankfulnesses they would like to do, this is a good moment for it. Goddess bless. If any of those others are coming through, I will read them. And now let me see what one we are on. I believe it is number 14 today, which is I can be trusted. I can be trusted. I can be trusted. I can be trusted. And Lady Lorian writes, be the kind of person that everyone can trust. When you say you will do something, do not fail to follow through. Trust is a quality that will help you go far in your life. Be on time, accomplish what you promise, approach all situations with honesty. If you borrow a book, you must remember to return it. If you borrow funds, you must pay it back. If you promise to do something for another, you must do that thing. You will then get a reputation for being a person that can be trusted. One can often sense a person who cannot be trustworthy. They do not show up as planned, they take your possessions without asking, and they do not fulfill their promises. Switch your mind onto the station that sends trust messages to your brain. Determine that you will be a person that can indeed be trusted. And Goddess bless that we may all be Ma'akeru and true of voice, and that we can be trusted. And it's also important to be able to trust yourself to follow through, to take care of the things that you need to take care of. And that is something that if you train yourself to at least be trustworthy in your own personal direct endeavors, it will flow over into the rest of your life and hopefully make you more trustworthy in all aspects. And we have Phoenixa, thankful that she met all of us, especially on the night that she discovered that her father had passed away. And Mana, grateful for spiritual family of the Temple of Isis. Yes, we are all grateful for that and grateful that you're a part of it too. All right, and if there's no other thankfulness is coming in, I will go on to closing. Okay. As always, we give our thanks to Lady Lorian for creating all of this that we continue on with now. And to Lady Livia, Lord Strathluck, to all of our teachers, we give our thanks. And to the gracious goddess Isis, in whom all things are possible, we give our thanks and ask your blessings. And to each and every one of us for all that we do, both here at our altars, in our temples, and out in the world, as far as we can go out into it now. May our efforts be blessed. May our results be abundant. And may we go forth from this rite refreshed and renewed. Thank you all so much for being with me here. And I wish you a glorious day in the goddess and that all is well. Thank you.